Madu Ajaja. I am the convener of Open Nigeria. Oftentimes, people send me messages asking me about what Open Nigeria means. Today, I decided to painstakingly define what Open Nigeria means and what it means, especially to leadership, to followership, and to the overall well-being or otherwise of Nigeria. Open Nigeria is a state of mind, a liberated state of mind, driven by the freedom to be whatever a Nigerian can be in his or her country, unconditionally and unlimitedly. It means that a Nigerian can go to sleep and dream, and he wakes up and his dream can come true, provided that he has abilities, the competency to do, and the drive to bring his or her dream or vision into fruition in a non-threatening environment with equal access to opportunity for all Nigerians, and including responsible visitors to Nigeria who have respect for the ways of life of Nigeria and the Nigerian people. That is what it is in a nutshell. Open Nigeria can mean a lot of things, but we're going to, take some time to go into all those others. How Open Nigeria positively impacts everything to make the people of Nigeria a happy people, a truly happy people, not a suffering and smiling people. And their country, a genuine and great nation. Open Nigeria stands on 4 pillars. Pillar 1 is the pillar of the understanding of our God-given basic human rights, which includes the right to life, the right to choice, the right to freedom of expression, the right to freedom of association, the right to worship, and the right to self-determination. Pillar 2, the right to the citizenship of Nigeria and what it guarantees all Nigerians, regardless of place of birth, creed or religion, sex or state of mind. It goes further to mean that when you are called a Nigerian, you are a Nigerian indeed. You can be the same Nigerian with the same rights in Sokoto, in Lagos, in Ogun, in Oyo, in Ondo, in Ekiti, in Kano, in Jigawa, in Delta, in Anambra, in Imo, in Abia, Rivers, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Plateau, Nasarawa, and every state in Nigeria, you are guaranteed that citizenship. You live like you live in your biological place of birth, without threats, without fear, and without being reminded that you are not from that place. Those who know what has been taking place in Nigeria will understand where I'm heading with this. If I here, who live in the United States, can move to Ohio and live without nobody troubling me, nobody asking me questions about my citizenship or where my accent comes from or where my funny last name comes from, a Nigerian in Nigeria, born in Nigeria or elsewhere, can be a Nigerian anywhere he or she deems fit, without being threatened, without being feared, afraid, or feared. A Nigerian where a state legislature will not start making laws that will discriminate against fellow Nigerians because they are trying to protect some indigenous thing. See, Open Nigeria is the tribe. Open Nigeria is the religion. Open Nigeria is that tribe where nobody, no man will be oppressed, where everybody will have equal rights to everything. So we've spoken about pillar number 3. Right? The next pillar on which Open Nigeria stands is the pillar of you knowing your responsibility, that every country expects certain amount of responsibility from its citizens. Yeah, this is pillar number 3, right? Your civic, your moral, your constitutional, and your spiritual obligation to Nigeria. Every citizen must give something back to his or her country, because the country is our mother. Relate this to your own mother, who has maybe perhaps 5 children. If you're a family member, you belong to a well-raised family, you know that you have a responsibility to that family to make it work. You have a duty to ensure that everybody is okay, everybody is respected, and that everybody is respecting the ideals of that family. That nobody goes out of his or her way to abuse the family and bring the family's name into disrepute. Just as has been the case of some people abusing Nigeria, exploiting Nigeria, sabotaging Nigeria. And then some of us stand up for the country. All of us are expected to stand up at any or every time Nigeria comes under assault, either internally or externally. Because when citizens become selfish, their country suffers. And when their country suffers neglect, the citizens become vulnerable to the extent we are today. We are living through a very interesting time, difficult times. And these things did not happen just overnight. It has to do with what we all contributed, either actively, passively, or through our conspiracy of silence, or because those perpetrators of what is sabotaging Nigeria are from our tribes, they are our blood brothers, they belong to the same religious or social sects with us. And we decide to go to sleep when they are destroying our country. Just like your brother will come and be slapping your mother and destroying your father. I'm not sure if we are still the African that we are, that we close our eyes to seeing our younger or older brothers slapping our mothers and fathers around. That type of negligence that we may commit, that we commit against Nigeria and think that it's none of our business, is the reason our country is lying on its belly. So Open Nigeria is out to inspire the people of Nigeria, rouse their consciousness, and then take it to that level, critical level of consciousness, where everybody will be taking responsibility for the country and for their neighbors. Pillar number 4, the pillar of rule of law, the respect of rule of law, and ingraining it in our hearts and everything that we do, that we help the country maintain a standard code of behavior that are expected of citizens. So when anybody or the country is infracted, we have a platform to seek justice. Tell me, is today, in today's Nigeria, is the country lawful or lawless? Your guess is as good as mine. So we have to reorder this country to work for all of us. A country where nobody will be so big that he or she cannot be bent. A country where everybody will be humbled by the power of the sovereignty of that country. A country where everybody, mindful of their basic human rights, can stand up and make informed choices about leadership and about followership. A country where only those and those who are best qualified to lead will have unfettered access to leading the country and delivering on their abilities, competency, knowledge, courage, and the exceptional contents of character required to build, utilize, expand, extend, and sustain capacity beyond themselves for the good of all of us and the next generation, and deep into generations unborn for Nigeria. And I will sustain the country on the pedestal of nationhood and greatness. How about that, Nigeria? Relate this to what is taking place. We can build an open country where it doesn't matter whether you are Yoruba, you are Fulani, you are Hausa, you are Igbo. We can come together under the umbrella of openness with free, fair, open, unconditional, and unlimited access to opportunity to grow and develop and to progress and prosper according to our abilities and our levels of competency in a manner that will bring about social and socioeconomic justice, that will further expand our horizon for further advancement, to enhance our national security and our national cohesion. How about that? Who said that we cannot come together? Nigeria has had a serious foundational problem that some of us don't want us to talk about. The pathology of where we are today. But we can resolve all this. It is so shameful that 63 years after, we are still on the same spot because of tragic failure of leadership and a chronic citizen unconsciousness. We are packed like sardines and divided by some people who hate to see the people unite, because if the people unite, they'll be put out of business. They keep us hungry. So when we're going to get some food, your brother will become your enemy. My brother becomes my enemy. In a concrete jungle that they created, where survival is the motto. We can do better. Open Nigeria is the only way forward that I see. If we write this into our national psyche, there's no extent to which Nigeria can grow. Why can't us pull back and think about this and then build an open country where no man shall be oppressed? That is what open Nigeria means. Where I can go to Kano and stay there. If I decide I want to stay all my life in Kano, that is what I decide to do. If I want to go and live in Maiduguri, that is what I choose to do. If somebody comes to live in Delta, Imo, and all that, that is what that person's choice is. Open Nigeria will remove all the AK-47. We won't have any use for them anymore, because everybody will have equal access to be what he or she wants to be. That is what this ideology is about. Let's give it a try. I bet if we drive it without hate, mischief, and bigotry, we shall take Nigeria away from this doldrum in no distant time. God bless you, and God bless Nigeria. Open Nigeria now.